Some people say love, some people say Lauv. It's Lauv. My mom's side of the family is from a country called Latvia. I just remember looking up what the Latvian word for lion was, because Ari means lion and I'm a Leo, and I found Lauva, so then I got rid of the A, and it was Lauv, and it just felt right. I moved around a lot growing up, so in a lot of ways, I don't really feel like I'm particularly from anywhere. Even though I currently live in LA, I could connect a lot with New York. As a little kid, I played piano. At the time, I kind of hated it. It wasn't really until I picked up a guitar that it was the first time I really connected with music kind of on my own terms, where it wasn't about learning pieces and performing them. It was about expressing myself. And I remember my dad used to always be like, why are all your songs about love or about breakups or whatever, even before I ever had a girlfriend. I think it was amidst late middle school, early high school, I really started to become fully obsessed, and all I wanted to do was make music. When I graduated high school, and I knew I was going to go to NYU, there was a thought in my head that was kind of let's take a step back from trying to be an artist and just try to hone my craft as a songwriter and producer. So I became super obsessed with just the craft of writing songs and producing. And honestly, kind of, I think maybe lost touch with the idea of music existing for me to express my emotions, and more so thinking what song could be big, or what song does somebody want to hear. And that was really my whole mind frame for the first probably 2 years of school, until for the first time in forever I wrote a song that felt just different. This is the very first song I released, The Other. I felt I couldn't just give it away. I wrote The Other about, getting to that feeling in a relationship where there's just something inside of you where you feel you need to let go, and it becomes something you can't ignore. The recording process for The Other is really interesting. Firstly, just because I created the bones of the production pulling an all-nighter in my school library, and really discovered the beginnings of my sound totally kind of by accident. I sang in a way that I really actually had never sang before, which is kind of become a huge staple in my sound, which is kind of the layered head voice and low octave voice that you hear in the chorus and you hear in all of my choruses and a lot of my songs. I wrote I Like Me Better about when I first moved to New York for school and fell in love for the first time. Really, it's all capturing that feeling of being young and not necessarily knowing who you are, who you want to be, but finding that person that all you know is that you like who you are better when you're with them. And it's you may not know anything else, but you know that. My favorite feeling on this earth is being genuinely open and close with people. What you feel is probably what somebody else in this room is feeling. I want people to hear my music and just to feel comfortable being who they are and just being vulnerable.